Awaken the fire within. This is the beginning. I am. That's my identity. I am that entity being, the magical being that I'm meant to be. The spirit animates me, lets me know, gets me in a flow, tells me where to go, what to do, and what to say. I trust I'm being guided every day in every way. A bit better, as they say, continual improvement, exponential growth. That's the way to my mission, daily devotion in continuous motion like a river into the ocean, making a subtle commotion. Ain't got a potion. It's not hocus pocus. It's just focus, a calm, relaxed focus. That's the way I create. Yet I was not created because I always existed, a truth that I long resisted. Now I know consciousness exists to be uplifted. And that's what we're doing here together in these sessions that I was inspired to host. We're here to remember the powerful creators, who we really are, why we came here, our missions, and what makes our heart sing. And see if we can fan the flames of the fire in our heart to shine brighter, even if it's only an ember right now. Life is all about frequency, and training our frequency is what we do here. And now I want to introduce you to a beautiful spirit, a being of light, whose presence activates others and the earth, Mother Gaia. Steph, yeah, wherever she goes. That's Steph Mac. Hey, welcome to the show.
Hey, Bevan, thank you so much. I am so grateful and honored to be here. What a beautiful introduction. Wow. I really felt all of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, yeah, I'm honored that you're here at the beginning for the first show. And yeah, I'm super happy you're here. I'm happy as fuck, you might say, like the creative process, or remember how the vibration of nature is perfect. And so more introducing stuff. I resonated with her love of nature and the ecotherapy, leading art classes, coaching and healing, I believe, and most of all her energy. We'll learn more about what she's doing now, or what she's creating or birthing. Oh yeah, you said that you trust me and you trust my vision for the show or where this will go. So why do you trust me? I think that might be enlightening to look at.
I trust you because I find you very sincere. Sincerity is one of my favorite qualities. It's a humble humanness that is grounded yet so very open and expansive. Um, and I just love trusting. Trusting is just a beautiful vibration to emit and embody in general. So, one, because you're amazing, and two, because trusting always leads to beautiful things.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, trust and love. Okay, so while creating AI art over the past year, I noticed that my role had become a creative director. And this is like similar in some ways, I'm sure, to the role of a spiritual director, that which you let me know about. You let me know Gaia's calling out for more of us. So, like, what does a spiritual director do? And what does being one mean to you?
Beautiful question. Thank you. A spiritual director is someone who inspires people to create. It's a person who makes it safe, enjoyable, fun, who is that light that makes it safe, that inspires what lies within a person to really come out and be expressed. And sometimes through art, through life, we don't even really know what lies within us. There's this deep wellspring that sometimes we don't even know really what's there. And through that creative process of being a creative or spiritual director, you give people permission to discover those waters within and to let them come out and create something that perhaps they didn't even know existed. They didn't know the greatness that they had inside them. Um, a creative slash spiritual director for me, there's this beautiful term called Te Puna Waihanga, and it refers to the creative spring within. It's an invitation to go deep within and discover the living water. And it's so beautiful how art and nature are so connected. there's a unified coherence because all of nature is creation. Life is continually creating. And yeah, for me, it's about returning to nature and discovering our living water simultaneously. I hope that answers the question.
Oh yeah, that's an amazing answer to that question. And I love nature, and I'm always inspired when I go out in nature, which is why I have this virtual background behind me. I went for a walk this morning. I hugged some trees, like, because you got to connect. You have to be grounded, and that also recharges our energy too. But it's kind of cold. I didn't go
Absolutely.
bare feet, but at least hugging a tree, you're making contact, and you can't give a hug without getting one also at the same time. Plus, it's gratitude for them for helping us live, like making the oxygen, and it's that the symbioticness. Yeah.
Beautiful. Absolutely. That connection is everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we might talk about connection. You're one of my favorite spirits actually. Connecting with you, it's made my life more fulfilling, significantly more fulfilling, and the people that I've met through you also, like Lisa and Wendy, for example. And we've been playing, making art, upgrading our self concepts, making art. That's actually done now, but they're still playing and creating art. Um, yeah. Can you tell me more about what you do and what you're most excited about these days? And if you're aware of your spiritual mission, like please share.
Thank you, Bevan. I love you so much. You're amazing.
Thank you. You too.
What am I up to these days? I originally kind of branched online as a life coach, and then I realized very quickly that it didn't fulfill me. And what I am really passionate about is the art and the earth. And that led me to creating the Hieros Institute, which is an international institute of earth, art, and embodiment. And I feel like this is my mission to share the deeper teachings, the deeper activations around art and nature, because life is a dance and you are art. Ecotherapy is nature therapy. It's uh, taking people into natural spaces in person or online. And a lot of what I have learned and what I teach other people is channeled. So I believe through my connection to my ancestors here on the land, they show me that I can heal people using light and sound. And I use the light of the trees, and I use the elements, and I help a person to heal through bringing the light into their body, through using fire, through using air. And this helps to dissolve trauma out of the physical body, as well as gain feelings of awe, appreciation for the natural world. The more we have those feelings of awe and appreciation, the more we cultivate that, the happier and more fulfilled we are, I believe. We're continually getting that feedback loop of wonder and joy and excitement. And the what I would call somatic art. So anything somatic is to do with the physical body. There's a deep reclamation kind of weaving around being back in our bodies and grounded and taking up space in the body, feeling the sensations, um, feeling where the niggles are, and being aware of our physical presence. I think in doing that, it helps us to connect more with earth as well. But these things that are in the body that, when we tap in and we feel this anger and this rage and we don't know where it comes from, instead of repressing it, we can throw paint. We can stand in the paint. We can get our hands in it and paint things that involve zero judgment, zero expectation, and allows us to get outside of us what is within. I think a wound really just needs to be expressed, just as a tree is an expression of a seed. Everything is expression. I am an expression of life. You're an expression of creation. The art, somatic art, allows us to express what's inside without sometimes needing words. So they are what I love. And that's kind of, yeah, that's my mission at the moment, is to connect in with your body, connect with earth, and express what's true. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. I love that. I started a thing called Unleash the Artist Within recently. I was very excited about it, and I just had to make it, right? Whether I make money from it or not. Um, oh yeah, so unleashing creativity. Well, I mean, before we go to that, like unleashing creativity in the shadow and stuff, maybe first I'll just mention about like how does your work make you feel more fulfilled? Can you just share with us more about that feeling? Because it's all about the feeling. We want things and experiences and everything because of how it will make us feel. Well, we can create that in the now, right? And live it. And it's important to know what that is, what drives us. And that's why we're doing Awaken the Fire Within anyway, right?
Love that. I would say so. Resonance is defined as two things that vibrate simultaneously at similar wavelengths. So when I'm fulfilled, I believe I'm in harmony with my soul, not with my conditioning, not with what I was brought up to believe or from my teachers or my parents. It's the feeling of being my fullest self expressed. And being in that space gives me so much joy because I'm free, I'm limitless, I'm love embodied. And that just that makes me so happy because I can create it. I'm not reliant on something outside of me to give me that feeling. It's this wellspring, this full cup. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I get it. And on the 777 portal, like on July 7th, earlier this year, I wasn't feeling super inspired at the time, but I went down to the river and I was in the water here at the little beach in the sunshine, I think it was. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I know you were at Clay Cliffs that day. Anyway, I was in the water and then I had this idea to do something with the pebbles because there's these colored pebbles and I pick up the ones that I like the color of and I can make art inspired by them. At first, that would just be like little abstract paintings made by AI based on the colors and patterns in the rock. But the new idea that I received right then was just an evolution of that idea, inspired by nature as usual, or inspired by being in nature, right? Or with the elements. So it was an idea where I could draw a character, like a new creature on the beach. It doesn't have to exist. It can be any creature. Like I have creature loot. They're just new creatures that don't exist, right? So I could sketch one on the beach on the sand with a stick, then take a picture of it, right? And use that sketch as the basis and just give the color and pattern of the fur on the creature from a rock, from the colors on a pebble. That was the new inspired idea of a next level of that earlier idea. It's just an example. Yeah.
Amazing.
And so when I got that idea, I went up to my house and made AI art based on it and went wide, creating many different things, but starting with like 3 sketches I made there. What were you gonna say?
I just said that's amazing.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That's what it's all about, is that energy. Because I got connected into that energy and it's that creative process that we love to do. Um, so unleashing creativity. I heard that the shadow can do this because the shadow is like things that we have not accepted about ourselves. We've rejected, criticized, judged, whatever, right? So, or we feel shame about something. So, one of those for me that I didn't want to share with other people is like a pornography addiction, but I'm transmuting that, right? So by like bringing more beauty into the world, which I wanted to do anyway, doing that more, right, then turns it into a positive thing and it's public. It's not just a thing you do by yourself. Instead, it's art that everyone can enjoy and it can also awaken more people. So it's like it's that creative expression thing. We want to be who we really are, allow ourselves to be free and create whatever we want and express ourselves. And that's also how we create abundance too. Right, Steph?
I think just to kind of reflect everything that's kind of been touched on, it's really about expressing your true nature. If I was to summarize the coherence between the art and the earth, nature is a pure reflection of life. When we're in nature, it allows us to see the pure reflection of us. When we express, we're just expressing our true nature, which allows us to see who we are, be who we are, and love who we are. Yeah, expressing our true nature.
Awesome. Yeah,
And it's
that's what this show is all about. People who remember who they are more and more, and they're inspiring other people to remember who they are. That's why I have you on, and that's why you're on with this, because we had so much in common, or there's so much alignment, right? Like wanting, like being in nature and inspiring other people based on nature and the energy of it, and the creativity, and bringing out creativity in others. Just based on that, there's a lot which we really resonated about, and I love the spiritual director thing that you shared with me. Mhm.
You are such an awesome director.
Oh, thank you. Um, yeah, let's hear your story, like how you came to be doing the work you're doing now, or what you're creating next. Like, how did you come to be doing this? Was there a catalyst? Like, did something happen that redirected you onto this path?
I guess I've always been an artist. I was always the kid at school that was covered in paint. We had white shirts as part of our school uniform, and I was always covered in paint, and that part hasn't changed. But it was about, gosh, when was it now? 3 years ago when we went through COVID, and I went through a breakup, and it was a really difficult time. I was locked down by myself for months, and I was grieving, and yeah, my all of the house plants in my house died because I was so sad. And it was the first time in my life when I really let my belly out. I was no longer chasing or running or avoiding. I just let myself just surrender to life. It was the pain that was the catalyst, and I was spending more time going down to the beach and the boulders at nighttime and just sitting under the moon. And I under the house where I was, there were big plywood boards, and I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna get these boards that are sitting there, and I'm just gonna bring them inside, and I'm just gonna throw paint. And I dribbled and I smashed and I got really like immersed in it, and I started expressing the pain that I was feeling. Um, and it was through that process of going down to the water and using the water in my art and letting out this pain that I ended up really learning to trust what was coming out of me, because I was conditioned to always paint perfect landscapes and to always color inside the lines, and always, art is learning about another artist in history who's influenced us. And it's we're all our own individual artists. We all have our own beautiful way of creating and expressing. And I I would let the feelings out, and I would be, crying and screaming, and there would be loud music. And like this was a really big betrayal that I faced. And I would walk away and I would just leave it and be like, okay, that's it. But I would return to the painting and I would do another layer, and I would come back and trust and do another layer and do another layer. And then eventually all these sacred symbols showed up, gods and goddesses from ancient history kind of ended up on there because I was just so in the flow and I didn't know what I was painting. And eventually these things showed up that I couldn't explain. And I got out of my logical way of things have to make sense and things have to be something, and I have to intentionally decide what I'm going to create before it shows up. And that cracking open let me see what was really inside. And I'm so grateful for all of the cracking opens and difficult moments that that have happened, because it's helped me to find, yeah, who I am, not who I've been told who I am.
Yeah, I love that story. I also experienced a betrayal. It was in 2018 near the end. So like 4 or 5 years, I just like swore women off completely because of the breach of the trust. And like also that you can also lose trust in yourself because you trusted that person but shouldn't have in a way. Or made a mistake or whatever. But then the relationship teaches you something. Like for me, like to love myself more, for example, and be consistent and keep using the imagination, right? Not become complacent, because it's our frequency that
Yes,
matters more than the conditions, right? We're creating it from within. Yeah. And it's awesome
absolutely.
how you expressed your truth, and that's how you changed. It's that you just were honest with yourself and expressing it, feeling it, which is the only way through, right? Instead of pushing it down or ignoring it or just avoiding feeling it, because that's how people get into addictions in the first place, is to avoid feeling things. Then they get into whatever the
Yeah.
addictions are, and they keep trying to fill the void, and the void never goes away that way. And eventually, yeah, if you just get into it yourself, you feel what you've been avoiding feeling, it will disintegrate, it'll disappear, dissipate. And expressing it is awesome, and it's so cool too. It's an inspiring story. Also how the art evolved, right? And that, because you're throwing stuff on it like Jackson Pollock, I guess you're throwing paint on there, but then over time you start to see patterns in it, or it's just that your body knows what to show. Like, it starts to evolve and you're adding to it, and then you see things appearing. So that's super inspiring. As well as how the spirit of Unleash the Artist Within, the way that I like created it, we could say conceived even, because it's a mind. I mean, it's an idea in the mind, right? Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And the idea anyway, though, is creating with a pure intention, or like with no intention at all, because it's just creating for the joy of it, for the love of it, like being in a state of being, like in love, and just, which is a higher perspective. It's not it's not like romantic like that. It's like just seeing things the same way your source sees them. That is the state of love, and that's who we are. It's back to who we really are. Anyway, being in a certain state of being, doing things just because it's just for the fun of it, just for the joy. You're not trying to get to a certain end goal, because people are so goal directed and solving problems and all that. And that's why I created a place to play and create. And that's why I love that you did the same thing, like the way that, like with your membership. Well, you can tell me about it. Is that part of the Hieros Institute?
Yes,
Mm.
yes. I went to a retreat. Well, for the last month I became a red tent facilitator, and then went to a retreat up in, it's called Whitianga, the North Island of New Zealand. And I was in an ancient forest for a week, and I just let go completely. And I came out seeing that I can make so much more impact. I can be so much more aligned if I have a consistent monthly offering that people can join. And what this does is it creates consistency in the person's life. They know they've got like this thing on this date, so it keeps them anchored, and it creates stability, because, yeah, nothing is really guaranteed. Stability is something we create from within. Yeah, so there's an art journey and an earth healing journey that, yeah, I'm really excited to be able to offer. um it's more about community, if anything. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love your community. Like you created a new thing. You channeled the idea, obviously, the council. And well, also tell us what the intention of the council is. Because anyway, I love that thing and the energy of it. And we just had the fourth session and they're getting better and better. Yeah, what's the point of it or the intention or purpose or whatever? Hmm.
Purpose is to connect uh, humans from all over the globe to come together once a month to do a co-collaborative, co-creative healing for our planet and for ourselves simultaneously. Um, it came as a flash of light as I was driving. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to create this. So I put a call out on Facebook and I said, I'm creating a council, come and join me. Um, and then it was birthed and we met on Zoom, the most amazing people like yourself, Wendy, Lisa, just blown away by the deep feeling, sensitive, intuitive, kind, sincere, beautiful, heart-led human souls that come together and like we've been doing grid work. We've been like the last session was about bringing back the ancient tree seed to retemplate ourselves now and what has been lost over time. We did a healing for Hawaii. What else have we done? We've done lots of different things now.
Hmm. Connect with galactic wisdom or universal wisdom and the central sun of the galaxy and the universe. Yeah, thank you for letting me be the sun in it. It's always gives me a
You,
lot of joy, even if I don't see the sun here that day. Oh yeah, so can people join the council if they resonate with it, with the pure intention of it?
absolutely. Everyone is welcome to join the council. It's a free thing and it will always be free. I show up and I see myself as the anchor and I'll receive the downloads of what we're supposed to do. So there's a Facebook group, the Living Council of Creature, Earth Embodied Light. I know it's a really long name, but that's I feel like that describes the frequency. So anyone can come into the group and yeah, share things that inspire you. Talk about the trees, talk about the land, the water. One of the beautiful souls, Elaine, does water healing and she has a group where people can come and join to do the grid work of the water stuff. Um, and it's kind of formed. We have a chair of the council, we have the Grand Central Sun, which is Bevan, we have a council of, a Ministry of Light, a Ministry of Sound. Um, we have a council advisor who's a pure intuitive channel, and I just envision it growing. So I loved this process so much. I feel like it, it allows me to create space for people to shine and be themselves, and that's why I created the two different memberships, which is Earthlight. So Earthlight is a monthly meeting, but we go so much deeper and I can feel everything that people are feeling and I channel the medicine and together we do a more intimate earth journey where we connect in with our bodies and with our planet and with the galactic. Um, and then there's the somatic art journey, which I'm really, really excited. It's like it just fills me with joy being able to do more of this work because that council led me to being who I'm supposed to be too.
Hmm. Yeah, awesome. I love everything you do. And because you're being the magical being that you're meant to be, that's why I celebrate you and that's why you're on the show. And there'll be many more of these. It's weekly. This is the beginning. Yeah, thank you for agreeing to do the first episode before the show existed, except as an idea. Um,
Mm,
oh, right.
the
Also the
love
energy.
thing.
It's also very important, the energy of those sessions, because it's all like energy healers. We're all moving energy and like there's someone supporting the energy of everyone right in the group also. Um And it's like, and we held hands around the circle, even though we're all over the planet. You can still feel it. You can feel the love in your heart, the light, like everything's shining and getting stronger, and like activating the light grid the last time. It's getting more exciting over time too, but it's feeling even better as well. So thank you for that, the love activation we just had a couple days ago, and for the planet too. Yeah, we're bringing more light and love to the planet also, as you mentioned. Yeah, thank you for doing that.
Thank you so much. Thank you for following the call and joining and sharing your light and your gifts and your love and your wisdom. It's such a gift. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. I'm very glad I did, and then I met other people through it. Not as amazing as you though, but others. But obviously they are also amazing because they connected with you, right? Because we're connected with others who are like ourselves, and
Everyone is amazing when we
yeah,
meet.
no,
So,
totally, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, we're all meant to be there.
totally.
Uh, okay, how would I guess? What about a lesson? A lesson or lessons? I guess just one. Like, what was one of your biggest ahas along the way? I mean, along your story, your path, your journey. Yeah.
I think the biggest lesson is to not judge where people are at, especially when they show me a lot of resistance. I find that I trigger a lot of people and I really struggle with it because I just want to give so much love, and it was probably I've held a lot of art workshops in the community, and there was one particular workshop, and I could feel this one particular woman had a lot of inhibitions. She was afraid. She was very resistant to what we were doing. It was part of a retreat. And so I trusted. I decided I'm not going to judge this. How she feels is perfect, and she's meant to be here. And I walked into the middle of the circle, and I deliberately, spilled paint all down my front and got it on my face. And I I did it to show that it was safe. And I was just playing and having fun and showing, oh, it's okay, I just got paint on me. Whoops. Yet I'm like leading this group of people, and I'm not doing it in a professional kind of way. I'm just being myself. And she saw me spill paint and she kind of opened up and she was like, huh, okay. And by the end of it, she was putting paint on the tarpaulin, standing in it, and doing her painting with her feet. She really transformed. And I think it's because, like, I could have judged her and I could have acted differently, but I accepted her and I was myself and I was in play too. And that was a really big lesson along the way, to just trust what's coming through, because I also can't judge that either. I have to trust that too.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful lesson. Yeah, because we can't love and judge at the same time. And if love is our true self, judging is blocking it. And yeah, that's awesome because you empowered the other person by being yourself and showing you can be silly or make a mistake, and that doesn't matter. Anything that you do, something, you fuck something up, that doesn't matter either, and so on. Yeah, you're right. It
Yeah.
really helped her to go ahead and realize she didn't have to be uptight or like perfect or whatever, like that what she was thinking. Yeah. Mhm.
I always make a rule in my art classes: no expectations and no fixing. If you find yourself wanting to fix, you have to resist like fixing and just trust that what you're making is good enough.
Okay, great. Thank you. These lessons are going to help me with Unleash the Artist Within too, because I only started it like 5, 6 weeks ago. Um, oh yeah.
Amazing.
hmm Uh, what makes you feel most alive? What makes you feel most alive, connected, and grounded?
I want to say dancing, but first I have to connect with nature to dance. But it's connected dancing when I'm feeling connected to everything and I'm expressing my connection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. Going with the flow of your own inner being. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. I actually looked at a video yesterday of someone dancing in nature, and they said that they always get so happy, so joyful from it. She may be a kindred spirit for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
invite us to
Mhm.
council.
Okay. Do you have a gift or a special offer for us, for my audience?
Absolutely. I think, are we going to do a meditation?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a bonus for them for people that join your membership before a certain date or not maybe anytime because in the future it'll just be a recording after it's made. So it can probably be evergreen, right?
I don't know. I'm just really excited to do that
Uh,
meditation with you.
Oh, sweet. Oh, yeah. Well, that's an idea I shared with you this morning because I thought, why not add a bonus to it? But the 10-minute thing, when you do a 10-minute energy bonus thing for them, is that only like till the end of this year, or is there like, something? Because remember, my audience is small, but it could grow, so you may not want an unlimited amount of people asking for something that doesn't scale.
Spirit came through and wanted me to offer a free 10-minute energy healing via Facebook Messenger. So I'm going to offer that to your um, audience for the first 15 people as a gift of love from my heart to yours. And then anyone who wants to join the membership, I'm going to offer. I actually have something called a sexual liberation audio, as well as an introduction to feminine and masculine energy, and a course on discernment that I'm going to chuck in there as well. Yeah,
Oh,
spirit's
oh,
coming through.
great. I'm excited about that. That's sweet. Okay, so for the first 15 people that claim that gift, so you're saying that's not even a bonus to joining the membership. That's just the first 15 people to claim a free gift. That's what you're saying? Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Sweet. That's great. That'll create more engagement because it's a brand new show, right? Um, okay, and so what's the membership? You don't have to put the price in because obviously that can change, but we'll definitely link to it. So just let me know what it's called, I guess.
Well, it's called Earthlight, and it's a more intimate version of the council where people have the chance to receive more one-on-one healing, and it's a more guided, facilitated, led journey by myself. Um, yeah, there'll be a lot more body healing. I'll be feeling where the blocks are in people's bodies, as well as how they're connecting to the planet and how they're connected to other places and their true organic natural blueprint. So it's going to be a group journey, but everyone's going to get a lot of healing and chance to connect. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm excited to do that meditation with you too. I'm excited about collaborating with you more.
Yeah.
The only thing we did was chat in Messenger. Actually, I sent you a picture when I made a painting about myself with AI, and that was changing how I look at myself, right? And you said like add gold was a great idea, and that evolved into which I tell the story of all the time in the public, the connect with your future self AI art journey. So it evolved out of that painting because when I showed it, not the one I showed you, but an evolution of it, right? When I showed that to someone, they
Yeah.
liked it and wanted to know how I made it, how they can do it too. And then that's evolving. So now the next thing that's coming is envisioning. So it's not just seeing yourself differently, although it includes that, right? Because our self concept so powerful. Well, we're also
Yeah.
seeing ourselves living our dreams. We're seeing ourselves fulfilling our spiritual mission. We're seeing the world that we want to see because it's important to create the future that you want to create. You have to choose it, right? We're always creating. And that's part of why the show exists, right? Remember who you are, the powerful creator you are. So that's what we're all about, right? So that's why we're
Yeah,
here. Yeah. It's all that energy.
absolutely. Yeah.
Do
away
you?
from that victim
Mhm.
into create.
Yeah, yeah, and separation consciousness back to unity consciousness, because everything you want already
Yeah.
exists and you already have it. You're already living that reality somewhere in a parallel universe, which is yourself anyway, because you're everything, all possibilities. So anything you imagine already exists. That's why asking it is given. So we reconnect with it, with the I am presence. We already are everything. I am that I am. And then from that feeling of love, you get inspired. See, instead, because this is one of the lessons I learned, right? Because instead of just trying to do things in the physical world to change life, to change things, instead first use our imagination, connect with it, right? Connect with the reality we choose, and we start to create that energy within. And we that means that nothing's lacking, because anything you want to create, you can create from within yourself as a feeling in yourself. It's a state of being, and then we just live from that state of being, so we get inspired with ideas that align with it. It's all synchronistic, so you can just follow your excitement, do the most exciting ideas, like this show, right? That's why the show exists. That's why you're on it as the first one. And that's why it's exciting to collaborate with you. Yeah.
Absolutely. I just want to add like the ability to rebirth ourselves is like through self-expression as well. When we're working with self-concept, as soon as it's expressed, that new vibration that we're embodying, expressing it into the physical is a way of solidifying it into the physical reality and materializing it, grounding it, anchoring it. So that expression piece is so important. And when it comes to like everyone has a womb, women have a womb, men have wombs, they're called the hara, and it's an energetic birthing, right? But you're no longer, the triad of creation is a sperm and an egg, but this is the template of creation where you become the conduit and you're conceived with light conception, and that's part of it too, because you're birthing more into the physical through that process of creation, um, which is all that beautiful self-concept alignment work. Who am I really? Yeah. So it's all very connected.
Yeah. Yeah,
Thank you
because
for
in the void is what exists before anything, and that's all possibilities. And then the light exists. So if we imagine something, like we're an idea in the mind of God, you could say, and also we always existed, right? The spirit is eternal. So anytime we imagine something, we're creating it. In a higher realm, it
yeah,
happens immediately. Here, it takes more time. But anyway, we're still creating it, and it starts in the mind, like imagination, or in the heart, a feeling. So the light, that's the light, right? It starts, you imagine something and then you can see it in the darkness behind your eyelids. You start to see something, then that's starting with light, opening in the darkness. Yeah, creating stuff. And so envisioning, we're creating art based on their visions. So the visions of like heaven on earth, like how you want to see the world differently, how you want to see things happening, like the impact of your mission and everything. That's what it's all about. So it's like creating more visionary artists or just playing with visionary artists who want to go further and create heavenly visions. That's the envisioning.
absolutely,
Do you have any
absolutely.
do you have any final words? Any thoughts or like wisdom or inspiration to share with us to close it out?
Yeah, there's one thing that was coming through before that I wanted to share. And it's the realization I am the darkness I see when I close my eyes. So if you're listening and you're inspired, if you close your eyes, it doesn't just end here. There's an infinite darkness that expands forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, that goes beyond. And the union is also the union between the inner and the outer world. There is really no difference. After a while, you have to learn the data points to really learn the template of that. But I am the darkness I see when I close my eyes. You are so much more powerful than you know. You have infinite potential. You can create and birth worlds. You are worth life itself. And I love you and thank you for listening. And thank you so much, Bevan, for having me.
Oh, oh yeah, you're really welcome. Thank you for doing this with me. I had an experience actually in 2010 or 2011 meditating where kind of I was the drop, right? The drop merged with the ocean. That's what I felt. Because first I was breathing, then I felt that I was being breathed. everything merged together. That's unity consciousness. That's what I felt. And it's life changing. You can never go back after that. I won't share my whole
Totally.
story. Of course, in a different one, maybe someone will interview me on my own show, or maybe just on other shows, right? But I'll tell a story. I'm working on it. Yeah. Yeah, because there's other things like doing what you love, right? Kind of just doing something just for fun. When I went rock climbing on some mountains up in Banff, it was just doing something that I want to do just for fun. But then it kind of conquered fear and limitations in my mind and made my mind free. And so that started me on a spiritual path. I also quit my surveying job after that, right? So it was the start of the path of the spiritual entrepreneurship. Yeah, and doing something I believe in, finding out what that is anyway. But yeah, in 2010, I wanted to inspire people. Now we're doing it, and it's exciting. And this is the first, and every week we'll do another show like this. Thank you, Stephanie.
So
Yeah, it's been a great pleasure having you on here.
thank you so much. I hope I hope it was helpful and insightful, and thank you. Thank you,
Oh
thank you,
yeah.
thank you, thank you.
Oh, it absolutely is. I was gonna ask also what the people, if you would describe the people that you serve in the most profound way. We could end with that. I know it's going out of order, but let's just end with it anyway, because you have made that offer and the invitation. So just if you want to share that, who are the people you resonate with?
Oh, that's a hard question. I think essentially it's the people that just connect in with their hearts. It's just heart-led visionary humans. Um, a lot of the time it's the people that have been squished down the most by teachers, by life. And yeah, there's just so much more for those people. They get to fall in love with who they really are.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Heart
beautiful. That really gets into why you do it, because it lights you up to see them light up and to be who they are, like live their potential. I'm sure you can see their potential, and it probably hurts for you to see to see them being small and continuing on that way, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. People are pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, people are amazing. And we're not just people. Remember, we're spirits having a human experience. So awaken the fire within. Have a great week, everyone.